Go on, Jeanette.
Would you like to tell the story? She makes herself out to be the virgin queen of the night, pious as a nun, stable as the Earth's orbit. It's all an act, isn't it? I'm the good girl. You're the wicked one. You've done nothing but plot against me when I had our best interests at heart. And despite that, I've always covered up your mistakes. I've taken care of you. And this is how you repay me? Taken care of me? You've done nothing but keep me down, blame me for every mistake. Did you expect me to let you rule my life until the end of time? No, sister. You've had it coming since our last sunrise. Is that right, dear? If it wasn't for me, you would have never survived this long. Remember? They tried to separate us, but I refused. I chose this life, and brought you into it so that we could stay together. Obviously, you've forgotten.
Is this true, Janet? Sounds like she has a point.
She's a control freak. People, things, emotions. If she can't control something, she gets rid of it. And you're a wild animal. You'll rub up against anything that'll take you in for the night. Then when you're stuffed and bored, you bite the hand that fed you.
You're right, Janet. Therese tried to... Oh, hey, if it wasn't for Janet, I'd be on my way to Tongue right now.
As I said, to trust Jeanette is to trust a famished jackal not to eat you while you sleep. Therese'll never let you live. You disappointed her. I used you, yes, but I didn't try to have you killed. Therese has no problem with killing, do you? Remember Father? Father loved me. I was a good girl. I always did what I was told. You always hated that he loved me. You disobeyed him. You brought men home when he wasn't there. You were an awful daughter to him.
What happened to your father, Janet? Oh, no. What happened to your father, Therese?
I was always good to Father, but Jeanette made him miserable. Over the years, it all became too much for him. I think she broke his heart, so he killed himself right in our room. Killed himself? Therese! You placed his finger on the trigger once you blew his mind all over the silly clown wallpaper. Right after he found me in your bed and thought I was you. He was always angry at you. You drove him to drink. When he died, he was in torment. As I recall, he died with a smile on his face.
I can't believe you killed your own father, Therese.
The police sure did. They broke us up for a little while, remember? The first thing you did after your escape was find me. Enough! Don't say another word about that. That's so sweet, sister. Is this how it has to end? I admit I always knew this night might come. Well, any message you want me to give Father? An apology? A love letter?
Give me the gun.
Why? How will this time be any different?
Because I don't think you could live without without the other.
I'd be better off without her. Have you been paying attention? Oh, yes, Therese. Without me, you'd be free to remake this city in your own image. It'd be the first beachfront morgue.
Then you should do it because of the power working together would get you... what? You're both crazy, that's why. You're both in the same body. Then you shouldn't do... You should do it because of the power working together would get... what? You both... What? Mikä tästä mun pitäisi nyt ottaa? Then you should do it because of the power working together would get you. You're both crazy, that's why. You're both in the same body.
What? Her body was cold before she died. What an awful thought. Do you know the things she does with her body? How vile!
Then you should do it because of the power working together would get you. Okay?
Therese doesn't like to share. Jeanette's irresponsible. She's undependable. A venture like mine requires class and distinction, which is something a pigtailed face-painting harlot does not lend very well. You do have a way with words, sister. You're right. I'm not in the same class, am I? I mean, murderers are so respectful these days.
Janet, stop sabotaging your sister's plans.
But I only do it for attention, and out of love. You do it because you're vindictive and jealous, and you deserve it.
Therese, let Janet have more responsibility.
More responsibility? So that she can ruin every opportunity I give her? Of course. You're the only one who can secure zoning permits and shake hands. I'd never be able to keep up.
If you'll call a truce and run this place equally, there's no need to kill each other.
If she would stop treating me like a child. If she would start behaving like a rational adult.
You both must have gotten along at one time.
Yes, there was a time. When I was a child, I didn't have many friends. I suppose Jeanette was the only one. We never did get to go out of the house much. Father wouldn't allow us. He said we'd get hurt, so we stayed inside and we imagined our own worlds. And we spent so much time there together, ruling over those places. Those were happier times, before we grew apart.
You don't really want to kill each other, do you?
I never did. No, I guess I don't. Jeanette, if I were to offer you equal control in Santa Monica, would you quit consorting with Tongue? I'll stop working against you with him. But since I've got him in my pocket already, there's no reason for me not to pay him a little visit once in a while, when he can be of use. That's not a bad plan. There's just one more thing. I want to be in charge of Santa Monica, but only publicly. I want you to continue to convince others that our relations are strained. That way, we know who our enemies are. I agree.
Give me the gun, Therese.
Take it. I'd hate to look at it again and think of what almost transpired. I suppose now that Jeanette and I have settled our differences, I'll call off the feud with Tongue. Bertram's hiding in an empty oil tank at the old gas station. I'll tell him to expect a visitor, and I'll ask him to be extra nice.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Please give Santa Monica's regards to the prince, and keep your tongue tied about what happened tonight, or we'll have to kill you.
Okei. Mä en muista, koska mä olisin viimeksi onnistunut puhumaan noin niin kuin ympäri tolleen. Normaalisti kun mä oon tätä viime aikoina tai niin kuin viime kertona pelannut, niin mä en ole koskaan onnistunut puhumaan niin kuin ratkaisua tolla rauhallisesti. Siinä on aina käynyt sillä, että toinen noista siskoista on niin kuin tappanut toisen. Kuitenkin nyt mulla pitäisi olla, oi vitsi, mikä määrä kokemusta tuhlattavana. Ja kokemuksen tuhlaamisen jälkeen, katsotaan, maksaisi 15. If you remain still for the duration, the shots will return with stolen blood for your victims. Mitä sitä tekee? Toi on ihan hyvä, mutta se ei oo mikään paras kyky holla, että sitä periaatteessa ei kannattaisi tehdä kokonaan. Okei, otetaan. Forces the victim to suffer a fatal fit. Paljon mulla on sit? Mä luulen, että toi olisi ehkä nyt hyvä olla. Katsotaan. Tarvinko mä tota nyt? En oikeastaan. Mä luulen, että toi on nyt paras vaihtoehto tällä hetkellä. Jätetään loput 7 kokemusta tuhlaamatta siis. Ja sitten tallennetaan peli ja jatketaan seuraavassa videossa. Morjes!